All right, so today we're going depth on something that might sound a little out there.
Yeah.
ASMR for travelers.
Okay.
Travel can be so stressful.
It really can.
The crowds, the delays, everything new and different.
Right.
So what if there was a way to actually relax on those long flights
Mhm.
or fall asleep easily in a hotel?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's where ASMR can come in.
Yeah, it can be a really great tool for creating calm and well-being, especially when you're away from home.
I'll admit I'm a little skeptical.
Understandable.
How can sounds or visuals actually make a difference in how I handle travel stress?
Sure.
I've tried everything, noise canceling headphones, those meditation apps, even those weird neck pillows.
Yeah.
But I'm always on edge when I travel.
I totally get it, but the research on ASMR is interesting.
Oh, really?
It's not just some placebo effect.
Okay.
Studies have shown ASMR can actually trigger these physical changes in the body,
Huh.
like reducing your heart rate, blood pressure.
So you're saying it's not just about feeling relaxed, it's actually changing how my body reacts to the stress.
Exactly. It's tapping into your parasympathetic nervous system.
Is that the one that calms your body down?
Yeah, the one that's responsible for promoting relaxation.
Okay. You've got my attention.
Ex-
So the source material, ASMR for travelers, Relaxation and Comfort on the Go that you sent me,
Mm-hmm.
talks about using ASMR to combat jet lag.
Oh, yeah.
And jet lag is something I really struggle with.
I hear you. Jet lag is brutal.
I'm like a mess for days after a long flight.
Yeah, you're basically fighting against your own body clock.
Right.
But ASMR can actually help with that by using specific triggers.
Really?
Yeah, things that can gently nudge your body back into sync with the new time zone.
So you're telling me certain sounds can help me get over jet lag faster?
That's the idea.
That sounds like science fiction.
I know it sounds far out, but it's actually based in science.
Okay.
So, for example, binaural beats, have you heard of those?
I don't think so.
They're these auditory loops created by playing slightly different frequencies in each ear,
Okay.
and they can actually influence brainwave activity.
No way.
Yeah, and some frequencies like those in the theta range
Mhm.
are associated with deep relaxation and sleep.
Oh, wow.
And that can really help reset your circadian rhythm.
So instead of chugging coffee and wandering around in a daze, I could be listening to these binaural beats and actually feel more rested.
It's not like a magic cure or anything,
Right.
but it can help you adjust to a new time zone a little easier.
Oh, yeah. I'm starting to see how this could actually work.
Good.
But what about people like me who already know about ASMR?
Sure.
I've used it at home for relaxation and sleep,
Hmm.
but how can I tailor it specifically for travel?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
One key is to think about the specific travel challenges you face.
Okay.
So, for example, if you struggle to sleep on planes or trains,
Mm-hmm.
you might focus on ASMR triggers that are known to be effective for sleep,
Like what?
like white noise or gentle tapping sounds,
What?
or even whispered travel stories.
Whispered travel stories.
Yeah,
What are those?
So picture this. You're settling into your seat on a plane, put on your headphones,
Okay.
and there's this soothing voice whispering about the history of your destination or, hidden gems you might discover.
Wow.
It's like a relaxing audio guide
That's pretty cool.
that gets you excited about your trip and calms your nerves at the same time.
So it's personalized and relaxing.
Yeah, and it can really help on a long flight.
I can see that.
It can mentally transport you somewhere else while you're stuck in your seat
Yeah.
and create this feeling of calm and anticipation.
Okay, I'm into the whispered travel stories.
Good.
What other ASMR triggers are good for sleep while traveling?
Let's see.
I have a lot of trouble tuning out unfamiliar noises in hotels.
Yeah, those unfamiliar sounds can be really disruptive when you're trying to sleep.
For sure.
That's where white noise can come in.
All right.
It's that constant soothing sound
Mm-hmm.
that helps mask those distracting noises and creates a more peaceful soundscape for sleep.
I've tried white noise apps before, but they always sound so artificial.
Yeah.
Is there a best kind of white noise for travel?
Nature sounds tend to be really effective for sleep.
Oh, like what?
Like rain falling or ocean waves crashing or even wind rustling through the trees.
I could see that.
Those natural rhythms can be so calming
Yeah.
and really help lull you to sleep.
It's like bringing nature with you.
Exactly.
But wouldn't that be distracting for others if I'm traveling with someone?
That's a good point. Headphones are key for ASMR,
Right.
especially when you're sharing space with others.
Makes sense.
They help create that immersive experience without bothering anyone around you.
So we've got white noise and whispered travel stories for sleep.
Hmm.
But what about when I'm traveling for work and need to focus
Oh, yeah.
in a really noisy environment?
Definitely.
Can ASMR help with that too?
It can, absolutely. So remember how we were talking about how ASMR taps into your parasympathetic nervous system to, like, promote relaxation? Well, that same sense of calm can help you focus and concentrate.
Really?
When you're relaxed, your mind isn't as distracted by all the external stuff.
So it's like creating a mental bubble where I can focus on my work
Exactly.
and not be bothered by everything going on around me.
Yeah, like giving your brain this sonic boost
Wow.
to help it stay on track.
Okay, I'm getting it now.
Awesome.
But there are so many different types of ASMR.
There are.
How do I even know where to begin?
Honestly, the best way is to just experiment a little.
Okay.
What works for one person might not work for another.
Right.
It's all about finding the triggers that resonate with you and create that sense of, like, relaxation and well-being.
So it's kind of like finding your favorite music genre.
Yeah,
You might start with one type and then realize you actually prefer something completely different.
exactly. There's no right or wrong answer when it comes to ASMR.
Okay.
It's all about what works for you
Got it.
and what helps you achieve that calm and well-being.
That's great advice.
I think so.
I feel like I've only just started to understand ASMR.
I know it's a lot to take in.
It's like there's this whole universe of relaxation out there,
That's a good way to put it.
just waiting to be explored.
And the best part is it's accessible to anyone with a smartphone and a pair of headphones.
That's true.
Like having this portable relaxation toolkit that
Awesome.
you can take with you wherever you go.
All right. I'm convinced I'm putting ASMR on my packing list for my next trip.
Yes.
But before I go all in on the whispered travel stories and binaural beats,
Sure.
I want to make sure I'm clear on the key takeaways here.
Okay, let's recap.
So we started by talking about the science behind ASMR.
Right, and how it can trigger those physiological changes in the body.
Right, like reducing heart rate and blood pressure.
Exactly.
Then we talked about how ASMR can address specific travel challenges.
Like jet lag, sleep issues,
Yeah.
and even that pre-trip anxiety.
We talked about the importance of finding the right triggers for you.
Yeah, and being open to trying different things.
And we went over different types of ASMR triggers.
Right, like white noise, nature sounds, tapping and scratching, whispered travel stories, and even personal attention, ASMR.
And through it all, we really emphasized that personalization is key.
Yeah, what works for one person might not work for another,
So it's important to find what works for you.
and helps you achieve that sense of calm and well-being.
It's like giving yourself permission to relax and de-stress even when traveling.
Exactly. It's about taking control of your travel experience and making it more enjoyable.
Okay, I'm ready to embrace the weirdness of it all
Awesome.
and see what this ASMR journey has in store for me.
That's the spirit who knows it might change how you travel forever.
That would be amazing.
It really would.
So for our listeners who are thinking this all sounds great, but I'm still not sure ASMR is for me,
Yeah,
what would you say to them?
I'd say don't knock it till you try it.
Haha, I love that.
It's so accessible. You don't need any special equipment or training.
Just a smartphone and some headphones.
And an open mind.
And with so much free content online, there's really no risk.
It's true. You can sample different types of ASMR and see what you like without spending any money.
It's like a free trial for relaxation.
Well, that's a good way to put it.
And who knows, you might discover a whole new way to manage stress and, improve your travel experiences.
For sure.
I know we've been talking about ASMR for travelers today, but I'm curious about ASMR in general.
Sure.
I mean, if it can help with travel stress, could it also be good for, like, everyday life?
Absolutely. ASMR is being used for all kinds of things.
Like what?
Managing stress and anxiety, improving sleep, even alleviating chronic pain.
Really?
Some people use it for meditation, others for focus and concentration, and others just for fun.
It's amazing to think something as simple as listening to sounds or watching videos can have that much of an impact on us.
Yeah, it really shows you the power of the mind-body connection.
Totally. And with more and more research being done on ASMR, we're probably going to find even more uses for it.
I think so.
So what are some other ways our listeners could incorporate ASMR into their daily lives beyond just travel?
Well, if you find that it helps you unwind after a long day, you could try adding it to your bedtime routine.
That's a good idea.
There are tons of ASMR videos made specifically for sleep
Oh, yeah.
with those calming sounds and gentle
I
whispers
can imagine.
that can help you drift off to sleep.
I've actually started listening to ASMR nature sounds while I work.
Really?
It helps me focus and block out distractions.
That's great.
It's like a more natural white noise.
I like it.
And if you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed during the day, taking a few minutes to listen to ASMR can help you reset.
It's like a mini spa break.
Yeah, right at your fingertips.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've explored the benefits of ASMR for travel,
Mm-hmm.
learned about the science behind it,
Yes.
and even talked about its uses in everyday life.
It's versatile.
Before we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with a thought-provoking question.
Okay, shoot.
What if instead of dreading those long flights or stressful travel days, we could actually look forward to them
I like that.
as opportunities to relax and recharge?
Yeah,
And maybe even discover a new side of ourselves.
that's a beautiful way to put it. It's about changing how we think about travel,
Mm-hmm.
and ASMR can help us make that shift.
So to all our listeners out there,
Yeah.
I encourage you to embrace the weirdness, explore the world of ASMR,
Have fun with it.
and see how it can transform your travel experiences and maybe even your life.
Happy travels and sweet dreams.
So let's say I found some ASMR videos that look interesting.
Okay?
What's the best way to actually experience them? You mentioned headphones, but are there any other tips for getting the most out of ASMR while I'm traveling?
Yeah, definitely headphones are key,
Okay.
especially in a shared space like a plane or train.
Right.
But finding a comfortable position is important too.
Yeah.
You want to be able to relax and just let the sounds wash over you
Mm-hmm.
without any physical tension.
Okay.
So if you can try to recline your seat,
Yeah.
maybe use a neck pillow,
I've got one of those.
perfect. And maybe even cover your eyes with an eye mask.
To block out any distractions?
Exactly.
To like creating a little relaxation cocoon?
Yeah, exactly.
I can see how that would be really appealing when you're traveling.
For sure.
Now I'm curious about those tapping and scratching sounds we talked about.
Oh, yeah,
Those are a popular ASMR trigger, right?
they are.
But I'll be honest, I'm having a hard time understanding how those sounds can be relaxing.
I know it seems kind of counterintuitive,
It does.
but for a lot of people, those precise, repetitive sounds are really soothing.
Huh.
It's not really about the sound itself.
Okay.
It's more about the pattern and the rhythm.
I see.
Like, think about the gentle tapping of rain on a window or someone writing with a pen on paper.
Yeah.
There's a predictability to those sounds. That can be very calming for your nervous system.
So it's not like nails on a chalkboard.
Definitely not.
It's more like a gentle rhythmic pattern.
Right.
I can see how that might be relaxing.
Yeah.
But is there any scientific reason why those sounds work for ASMR?
There is a neurological component to it.
Okay, tell me more.
Some researchers think these rhythmic sounds can trigger the release of endorphins.
Oh, wow.
Those are the natural mood boosters and pain relievers.
Interesting.
Others think it's about how our brains process sensory information.
How so?
When we hear a repetitive sound, our brains kind of tune it out,
Huh.
which lets us focus on other things or just relax.
So it's like giving my brain a break from all the stimulation of travel.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense.
Good.
We've talked a lot about using ASMR for relaxation and sleep,
Right.
but can it also help with those pre-trip jitters?
It can.
I always get a little anxious before a big trip.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Can ASMR help with that?
ASMR can be great for managing anxiety, both before and during your trip. Some people find that certain triggers like gentle whispering or soft-spoken personal attention videos.
Personal attention videos?
Yeah,
What are those?
they're kind of like role-playing scenarios
Okay.
where the creator is talking directly to you,
Mm-hmm.
providing gentle care and attention.
I'm intrigued.
It might be like virtual spa treatments or packing help or even just a calming conversation.
Oh, wow.
The key is the soft, soothing voice and the feeling of being cared for.
So it's like having a virtual travel companion who's also an ASMR expert.
Yeah, exactly.
I can see how that would be helpful for solo travelers.
Definitely. Or anyone who gets anxious in new situations.
Makes sense.
It's about creating a sense of connection and support,
Yeah,
even when you're away from home.
I love that.
And because it's ASMR, it also helps you relax and reduce anxiety.
Okay, I'm adding personal attention ASMR to my list of things to try.
Awesome.
Now, before we move on, I want to go back to something you said earlier about the importance of finding the right ASMR triggers for you.
Right.
Any tips for figuring out what works best?
Honestly, the best advice is to just experiment.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to try different types of ASMR and see what you connect with.
Okay.
There's so many different creators and styles out there.
Right.
So you just have to find what you enjoy and what makes you feel good.
So it's like finding your favorite music genre.
It is.
You might start with one and then realize you prefer something totally different.
Exactly. There's no right or wrong when it comes to ASMR.
Ah,
It's all about what works for you
got it.
and what helps you feel that sense of calm and well-being.
I'm starting to feel like I've only scratched the surface of ASMR.
It's a whole world out there.
It's like a whole new universe of relaxation.
And the best part is, anyone can access it.
True.
You just need a phone and some headphones.
That's it.
It's like having a portable relaxation toolkit
I love that.
that you take with you everywhere.
Okay, I'm convinced ASMR is going on my packing list for my next trip.
Good, I'm glad to hear it.
But before I dive headfirst into all the whispered travel stories and binaural beats, I want to make sure I'm clear on the main points.
Sure, let's do a quick recap.
So we started by talking about the science behind ASMR.
Yes, and how it can actually change things in your body.
Like our heart rate and blood pressure.
Right.
Then we talked about how it can help with specific travel problems.
Like jet lag and trouble sleeping and even pre-trip anxiety.
We also talked about finding the ASMR triggers that work best for you.
And trying different things to see what you like.
Right, and we went over a bunch of different ASMR triggers.
Yeah, like white noise, nature sounds, tapping and scratching whisper travel stories, and even the personal attention videos.
And we kept coming back to the idea that personalization is key.
It is what works for one person might not work for another.
So everyone needs to find what helps them relax and feel good.
Exactly.
It's like giving yourself permission to relax and de-stress while you're traveling.
I like that a lot.
It's about taking control of your trip and making it more enjoyable.
And less stressful.
Even if that means listening to someone whisper about packing a suitcase.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
Okay, so I'm ready to embrace all the weirdness of ASMR.
That's the spirit.
And see where this whole journey takes me.
Awesome. Can't wait to hear what you think.
So for our listeners who are like, this all sounds pretty good,
Yeah,
but I'm still not so sure about this whole ASMR thing.
I get it.
What would you say to them?
I would say, don't knock it till you try it.
Huh? Right?
The best part about ASMR is that it's so easy to try.
Yeah, you don't need any special equipment or anything.
Like just your smartphone and some headphones.
And an open mind.
That's the most important part.
And there's so much free ASMR content online.
Tons of it.
So there's really no risk involved.
You can try out different types and see what you like without spending a dime.
It's like a free trial for relaxation.
Exactly.
Who knows, you might find a whole new way to deal with stress and make your travels even better.
That's the goal.
So we've been focusing on ASMR for travel today.
Right.
But I'm curious about ASMR in general.
Okay.
If it can help with travel stress, could it help with everyday stress too?
Definitely. ASMR is being used for a lot of different things these days.
Like what?
Managing stress and anxiety, improving sleep, even helping with chronic pain.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Some people use it for meditation or to focus better, and some people just enjoy it.
It's really interesting to think that just listening to certain sounds or watching certain videos could have such a big impact.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It really shows you how connected our minds and bodies are.
Totally. And as researchers learn more about ASMR, we'll probably discover even more ways to use it.
So what are some other ways people could use ASMR in their daily lives outside of travel?
Well, if ASMR helps you relax after a long day, you could try making it part of your bedtime routine.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
There are tons of videos specifically for sleep.
With calming sounds and whispers.
Exactly. They can really help you drift off.
I've actually been listening to ASMR nature sounds while I work.
Really?
It helps me concentrate and block out distractions.
That's great.
It's like a more natural kind of white noise.
Oh, I like that.
And if you're feeling stressed out during the day, you could take a few minutes to listen to some ASMR.
Just to reset.
It's like a mini spa break.
Right in your pocket.
I love that.
Me too.
Okay, so we've covered the benefits of ASMR for travel and the science behind it.
We did.
And we've even talked about how to use it in everyday life.
It's pretty amazing.
Before we go, I want to leave our listeners with something to think about.
Okay, go for it.
What if instead of dreading those long flights or stressful travel days, we could actually look forward to them?
I like where you're going with this.
As chances to relax and recharge, and maybe even discover something new about ourselves.
That's a great way to think about it.
It's about shifting our perspective on travel.
And seeing it as an experience in itself.
And ASMR can help us do that.
It can.
So to everyone listening, I encourage you to give ASMR a try.
Don't be afraid to embrace the weirdness.
Explore and see how it can change the way you travel.
And maybe even your life.
Thanks for joining us today.
It was my pleasure.
And happy travels, everyone.
Safe travels.